I think we're live, right? All right. Good evening. Welcome back to Old Line State Politics. It's me, Jason Craig, your host, back with another live stream. We're back on Friday the 13th, ironically, very spooky day in October. I think it's the first time that Friday the 13th has been in October since 2017. Look it up. It's actually quite interesting. But anyway, yeah, we're back with a friend of mine, Conservative American Predictions, who will be our co-host tonight, who will be joining us. This stream won't be long. It'll be probably around an hour, but nonetheless, we got a lot to talk about, a lot new information and news that has happened since our last live stream. So for all you viewers out there, if there are any, which doesn't look like there are right now, but for the future ones who are coming in, we're going to be talking about the speaker elections coming up 2023 and 2024. So stay tuned. I'd like to introduce Conservative American Predictions and let him have a chance to speak now.
Hi, yeah, it's great to be on here. Uh, Interesting stuff happening right now. Hopefully, we get a good speaker. As of now, I doubt that happens, sadly, because of the way things are going. But there's always a chance, and yeah,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's very, very. Is the House of Representatives in turmoil as Republicans failed to Well, they nominated Steve Scalise in a closed conference vote in the House Republican Conference between Jim Jordan, and Steve Scalise, who's the majority leader, and Steve Scalise, ironically, has dropped out from being the nominee, Republican nominee. He dropped out after he won the nomination, which is quite interesting. And I don't think he made any remarks on it, if I do recall, quite like in detail. But there's speculation on why he did drop out. My speculation is that someone explained to him that, hey, your health is in not the greatest shape and you probably aren't fit to be speaker. And there probably was some other reasons, but I also wonder what type of dirt the Democrats have on him. So,
well,
that could have been a factor in it. But what do you think?
my take is that he basically realized he does not have the votes because conservatives will not vote for him. And he doesn't want to be that person. He doesn't want to be known like McCarthy was for not being able to get in. He wants, and I think he's trying to save his career because, career politicians, all they want to do is stay. So he's going to be here for basically another long, long time, most likely, unless something happens. But I think he's going to run again eventually, and he doesn't want some bad mark on his record, like not being able to win. So I think when he realized that, he just dropped out, and he's not really going to make it clear who he supports and just support whoever the Republican is because it's a Republican. So yeah.
Well, yeah, but I mean, also, Steve Scalise isn't necessarily like an establishment person. I mean, he stood with Trump and with the 2020 election stuff, and
I mean,
other
to be
conservatives
fair,
in Congress. And he's a decent conservative. I like him for on most things, but we can do better. I agree. We
see,
can do
the
better.
problem is 126 Republicans stood with Trump, with the election, and a vast majority of them suck. Like a lot of representatives suck. Steve Scalise is all right. We could be doing a whole lot better. And another thing is, if you look at a majority of the endorsements that Scalise got for speaker, it's not a good thing to look like to have. I mean, he's getting endorsed by people like some of the New York Republicans. I mean, a lot of the more moderate establishment Republicans, aside from those who've endorsed McCarthy, even though he isn't running. So
Right. Well, I mean, naturally, I think that most of the establishment is going to support the majority leader of the GOP and the House caucus. I mean, he's the majority leader, and now they have no speaker, so naturally they're going to vote or support the person who's next in line for the speaker, theoretically, right?
yeah,
Um,
I mean,
but
as of
but yeah,
now,
we could do better. We could do better. That's why we have Jordan, right? I mean, that's why we have people running. I mean, we've been hearing a lot of stuff with Trump's name being floated around for speaker, which would be quite interesting. But can he get the votes? Probably not. It's probably very
Trump
unlikely.
Trump would never get more than probably 5 votes if he did actually declare for speaker, because there's a couple of the Freedom Caucus who would vote for him, like Lauren Boebert, probably, well, maybe Ken Buck, I don't know. Uh,
MTG.
yeah, MTG, they'd vote for him, but basically no one else would. I mean,
You got Matt
a lot.
Gates.
Yeah, Matt Gaetz too. A lot of the Freedom Caucus though, they like Trump, but they also want an actual conservative representative,
Representative.
probably more
Right.
conservative.
They don't want an outsider. They want someone who's in the Congress, who's been elected.
Yeah, and they also want someone probably further to the right than Trump, considering he's not been very far to the right on social issues, and someone like Jim Jordan or Byron Donalds is. So they basically want the best they can get. Trump is not that.
Well, I mean, on social issues, maybe not with him being more liberal on that, but economically and foreign policy wise, I think, I mean, he's very good on that, but I think that there should be a representative elected to the speakership, in my personal opinion. But, everyone has their own takes on that. Um, but yeah, so 2023, man, it's coming up close for where next month will be the election, November 7th, correct?
Yeah, November 7th.
November 7th. Okay. Um yeah, November 7th next year, or not next year. I'm sorry, next month. Excuse me. Next month. It's coming up quick. I mean, we're not even a month out. What is it? 28 days?
24
20
days.
24 days?
I have a stream that's coming out then, and I was checking it out real quick today, and it said 24 more days till it starts. So
All right, there you go. 24 days till election day 2023. And that has the swing state of, well, and the governor races, the swing state of Kentucky, not on the presidential and Senate level. I mean, that's safe hard no matter what. Mississippi, which is, if you look at the polling, pure toss up. And what we see now, do I think Tate Reeves is going to eke out a win? Yes. But Brandon Presley is putting up a very good fight. And quite honest, Brandon Presley is, even though I don't support Democrats most of the time or majority of the time, Brandon Presley is a Democrat that I would be willing to support if the right environment. He is actually fiscally conservative, pretty conservative on a lot of issues. And, given what Tate Reeves has stood for as governor has been quite atrocious and horrible. But nonetheless, then we have Louisiana. I think, yeah, Louisiana with their governor races. And that'll probably be good for Jeff Landry after the ranked choice voting and all the rounds are finished.
so that's actually happening
But yeah.
tomorrow. That's actually happening tomorrow.
Is it really?
Yeah.
The first round?
Yeah.
On a Saturday.
Yeah.
Very
Also,
odd.
yeah. One more thing though about Mississippi. You said you might support Brandon Presley. At one point, I thought about that too. But if you look into who's supporting his campaign, like James Carville, he does all these fundraisers and these support things for other Democrats, like Amy Klobuchar, John Tester, Jackie Rose, and Joe Biden. He's supporting Presley as well. So I mean, having those people back him, it's Presley is running as a fake moderate to win, and then that way he can do all this stuff. He looks like he's good, but he's not. So I don't think he's trustworthy at all. And Tate Reeves isn't good. I mean, but he's a whole lot better than a fake moderate Democrat.
Yeah, I mean, I see. Yeah, you're right. I guess we probably should choose Republican over a Democrat anytime, but I guess they are trying to just fool you with the
Well,
whole
I mean,
fake moderate thing.
there's like a couple of Democrats that basically aren't even Democrats anymore that I would support for some offices. But by far a vast majority of qualified and good people running are Republicans now. I don't believe that we should have a two-party system because it's so corrupt. I mean, nothing works anymore for the people. But as of now, the Republican Party is a slightly better party. I mean, the party as a whole though is bad, but some of the people in the party are a whole lot less bad than in the Democrat Party.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, I mean, the Republican Party as a whole is very, very divided, and the two-party system doesn't. I mean, it's worked kind of, but it really does not represent all of Americans. So, and the fact that with our two-party system is that there's no option for a third party to win nationally, which is sad. It's very sad. It's very difficult for a third party to
We
win
should have a
nationally.
far left party. We should have a normal left party, a center left party, a very moderate party, then a center right party, a normal right party, and a far right party. That would be a whole lot better because then people could actually see what people stand for instead of just, oh, he's a Republican, he's a Democrat, like whatever. No one cares at this point.
Right. And we have someone in the chat, Haley. which is a very interesting comment. Anyway, we're gonna continue. Yeah, what is Big Mac anyway? We're not gonna turn the stream into last week's stream or whenever we just last did one, but
Just ask what a
anyway,
Big Mac is?
what's that?
Did you just ask what a Big Mac is?
No, I know what a Big Mac is, but
Okay,
what does that
I
even
was
mean?
about to say. I was about to say. No. Joe Lieberman fan said, "Hey guys."
Joe Lieberman, welcome. Who is this guy? Is he anyone that I know?
Joe Lieberman?
Like no, the fan guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Okay. Well, welcome, Joe Lieberman fan. Glad to have you here. Anyway, let's move forward. 2024, we have the House races, the Senate, nationally, the presidency, which is the big thing. But there's a lot of smaller races, the governorship races, like North Carolina, Missouri, stuff like that. Montana, Greg Gianforte's re-election campaign. Did he launch his re-election campaign?
I'm pretty sure yes.
Okay, so yeah, his re-election is official. I'm guessing I'll have to double check on that, but I don't know why he wouldn't run. He declined running for Senate, so didn't he say he wanted to run for re-election for governor then?
Yeah.
So yeah, we have those races. Senate, I think I've already said, and obviously the House of Representatives to see if Republicans can keep that in their very, very slim majority and their very, very slim grip what they have, because we're all weak. Republicans are weak, and we don't understand how to come together as a party and get things done for the American people, which is sad because it's the best party that we have and we can't even unite together. It's really sad. Well, we can equally go together and attack the Democrats, but then we have to attack each other as a party because some people are more moderate and some people are more conservative, and we fight over the speaker because
Republicans as a whole,
why?
Republicans as a whole, they don't even attack Republicans as a whole don't attack Democrats as a whole either. They attack different parts of the Democrats, different reasons to attack Democrats. When a vast majority of these like loser Republicans are just like, oh, Democrats, they want to waste all this money. Well, duh, that's kind of like a point. Like it's kind of obvious. Like Democrats are the party of big spending, but the more and more just generic Republicans we elect, the more and more the Republicans become just like that. I mean, we actually have to attack Democrats for actual reasons. We actually have to get things done. We can't just sit here and attack. Like,
right. No, I agree. And it puts a weak leadership on the Republican Party and a weak name, because we literally are sitting around with, especially for president, the Republican primary, all of these rhinos up on the stage, all attacking one person because they don't agree. They don't agree with his policies as president. Well, get this. Chris Christie, when he ran back in 2016, he couldn't even get the nomination. And I can guarantee you this, that if he did, he wouldn't have won the general election against Hillary Clinton like most people wouldn't have in the Republican field in 2016. So quit nitpicking a president's first term because he didn't do this, this, and this. Whenever a whole aspect of his entire administration, I give that an A+ administration for almost everything. Now, are there things I would have changed? Yes. Are there things I would have done different? Yes. But you can't keep agreeing, or you can't keep attacking Trump when he's the first president to get elected, this George Bush, and reverse states that went 8 to 10 points for Obama 4 years later and win them by 4 to 5 points with the Republican. That's a big shift, and he was able to do it, and I give him the credit for that. That's good.
Ohio was won by Obama by what, like 2 or 3 points in 2012? Trump won it by 8.
Right. Oh, I know. And that's a huge shift between
Iowa was even bigger. I think Iowa was like a 5-point win for Obama in 2012. Trump went on to win it by 9.5.
Yeah, he won it by 9.5 or 9.2, I think, wasn't it? 9.2.
It might have been. I don't know.
Let me look at 9.4. 9.4.
I win. Huh.
Okay, and then 5.8 for Obama in 2012. So that's what, a 4-point shift?
No, that's like a 13-point shift. No, 14-point shift.
Oh yeah, 14 because you have to add. Yep, you're right. I'm sorry. That's math.
Math with old line. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, I need that. Anyway, let's disregard that comment. Um, yeah. So, what does Joe Lieberman have to say here? Let's go back. I didn't make a comment. I think North Carolina is a toss-up, and Republicans barely hold New Hampshire for the governor races in 2024. I think North Carolina is slightly favored for the Republicans, and I think that the Democrats pick off New Hampshire. That's my hot take.
Yeah, I agree with that. So North Carolina is tilt Republican as of now. And then New Hampshire is like lean Democrat because it's going to be Kelly Ayotte who's the nominee. All of the Republicans are like, oh, she's a better candidate because she's won before in New Hampshire. She lost in the most winnable election in New
In
Hampshire.
2016,
Exactly. Trump lost
yes.
the state by half a point. She lost it by what, 0.3? Like, are you kidding me? She easily could have won that. And for one, even as a moderate, very moderate, she could not win. She is horrible on the issues. She's unpopular. People don't like her. She's a loser, and she cannot win again. Chuck Morse can win. Chuck Morse is the incumbent state Senate president. He's well known. Even though he's not the best on the issues for New Hampshire, he's great. He's better than Sununu, but he's also liked. Like the man will win, but since loser Republicans won't support him because apparently Ayotte is more eluctable, Ayotte's going to be the Republican nominee and she's going to lose.
Oh yeah, I know. I agree. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than that, but I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than 2 4 points lean margin wise. But I think it'll be like maybe half a point to almost a point. I think it'll be right on there. It might be a point to a point and a half if it's a good night for Democrats. But yes, Ayotte cannot win. I agree. And she lost in the most winnable environment for a Republican in the state of New Hampshire when Trump won it by half a point, and she couldn't even carry his coattails. Explain to me that. It just doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
Okay, so 1 minute. We just got asked who our favorite representatives are. I have basically like a 10-way tie for first place. That's Jeff Duncan, Anna Paulina Luna, Andy Ogles, Ronnie Jackson, Andy Biggs, Matt Rosendale, Andy Harris, Byron Donalds, Eli Crane. And then if I had to fit a few more in there, I'd say Alex Mooney, Tom Tiffany, Clay Higgins, and maybe Chip Roy, although I'm disappointed with a little bit of what he's done. But overall, those are my favorites.
My favorite is between Ken Buck and Andy Harris.
Okay, Ken Buck, I don't think he's a good representative for a few reasons. One, he is very libertarian. He is way, 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 way too libertarian. I don't know if we can talk about this. I know YouTube has softened their policy, but he didn't vote for a certain thing backed by almost every other Republican in the House, and also Chip Roy didn't vote for that either. Fun fact: neither of those two. They were the only Freedom Caucus members not to vote for a certain bill that Trump supported and 126 other Republican or 120, yeah, 126 other Republicans supported. Ken Buck is pretty liberal on social issues because he's a libertarian. And overall, he's just a very bland member of the Freedom Caucus. I believe just a very bland Republican. He really hasn't done a lot of good. He just kind of sits around and then says whatever he wants. He can have good votes, but overall he's too libertarian. Andy Harris though he's based.
I like Andy Harris a lot, even though he didn't vote to oust Kevin McCarthy.
I mean, to
But
be
I
fair though,
mean, a lot of
to be
people didn't, and I still like a lot of those
yeah,
people who
I
did
know.
not.
I mean, only six people that I actually like, five or six people voted to oust McCarthy. I'm not big on Buck. I'm not. I despise Mace, and then I
Oh, I
think
can't stand her.
yeah, she needs to go. I think there was one or two other GOP representatives. I wasn't massive. Oh yeah, Matt Gates. He's too libertarian for me as well.
I
And
like
then
Matt Gates, but
so
I'm
Matt Gates.
also very libertarian, so we kind of clash on that issue.
Wait, you are a libertarian?
I've always been very libertarian.
How so?
Um, I just align with a lot of the ideas of how, well, I guess just the way that the libertarian ideology is. I just align with it very
No
well.
problem. So one of the major policies that libertarians are fine with is open borders. They don't believe in a wall. They don't believe in immigration policy. They believe in open borders because you can do whatever they want. Number two is drugs. They believe in legalizing any and all drugs. Number three is social issues. They believe in most of them believe in the basically if someone is getting hurt then it should be illegal. If someone isn't, it's fine. So abortion can be mixed between different libertarians, but as a whole, LGBT is approved of by libertarians, which is why I'm not a libertarian at all. I'm way to the right of libertarianism, as economically there's some good points. Foreign policy, there's some good points, but when it comes to other issues, libertarianism is not a good idea.
Economically and foreign policy wise, I lean more to the libertarian. I don't agree with a lot of the because of my faith and how much I believe in that. I don't align with a lot of the LGBTQ and all that type of stuff. And I believe that marijuana and drugs should be illegal, but that's just me. So there are things I do not agree with about libertarian by the whole, but on some issues I do align with libertarian, and I do like a more populist libertarian movement, in my opinion. But that's just me. We have a comment from Joe Lieberman. She says, "Can Kari Lake pull off an upset in Arizona?" And my take is no.
So it kind of depends as of now. She's actually pivoted a lot to the center, which is surprising. Like she's gotten a lot more moderate, like a whole lot more moderate.
Yes.
So it's going to be harder for her to get very conservative people out, but I think she still does it. Um, I don't think she wins though now.
No, I don't think she wins, and I think if we nominated someone more like Mark Lamb, that we could win. But just because, I mean, I like Kari Lake on most things. It's just she hammered too hard last election cycle on too many things that I'm not going to talk about on this stream because I'm not getting demonetized and I'm not getting taken down. But quite frankly, that's not that electable in a swing state. I mean, it's shifted very hard to the left ever since 2012, after 2012, because that went to Mitt Romney by what, 8 points, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 9 points. And then in 16, it went to Trump by 3.5. So it definitely shifted to the left. But I mean, you can't expect to be talking about issues that, a lot of voters don't like in your state and then call the McCain Republicans, losers and they should get out. It just doesn't work too well. I'm not supporting, well, I'm not saying I'm not supporting, but I'm not telling you to you shouldn't be attacking your own party on things and a person who's dead, you know.
So at the time, McCain wasn't dead when it was Trump attacking him. But yeah,
No, Carrie Lake.
yeah. I mean, Lake shouldn't have attacked him. I mean, there's just common sense things. I mean, he is a war hero. I respect him for that. I think he's a horrible politician, though.
He's a
Um,
terrible politician, but I mean, I do respect him for serving and helping our nation. But
yeah, and I don't think really anyone running for Arizona Senate as a Republican could win because Mark Lamb is not known very well, and yeah, he'd get conservatives. He'd do very well with them, but some of them might not know who he is and they might not vote. And it would. I just don't think it would go over well. I think Lake is our best shot as of now, but I still don't think she wins.
I think, well, yeah, Lake. I don't think she could. I don't think Lake can win. But I am not decided who I'm supporting for the primary yet because, well, obviously Trump endorsed her, but that's not the end all be all because Trump has endorsed and supported people that I would not have supported. So there
Yeah,
is that.
when I was reading her website for the first time the other day, I was like really surprised. Like she doesn't support a national abortion ban. She like moderated a whole lot on social issues, and I was just like, is this
It's
actually?
a different Lake. I'm telling
I
you,
know,
it's a different
I know,
Carrie Lake.
I know. I was like, is this actually Carrie Lake? Like, and I think it's just like a thing to help her win. She needs to win, and then she'd go full blown right wing again. But like, still, it's kind of strange.
It is strange, but I'm glad that she's toned down because now she can actually win. Maybe.
I think the only thing she had to tone down on is Trump. She could stay conservative. She just can't be Trump, 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 Trump. Brown
Right.
asked who will be speaker. In my opinion, it's either going to be Jim Jordan or Hakeem Jeffries. As of now, I say Hakeem Jeffries has the edge because there's like 5 to 10 very, very moderate representatives, Republicans, who are probably going to vote for him. Like Don Bacon, Lawler, Valadeo, Duarte, Gimenez. Trying to think of a few others. There are a whole lot of very liberal Republicans, but they're also very loyal to McCarthy, so I don't think they'd switch as of now, even though McCarthy isn't even running. I think they would wait, but there's like 5 to 10 Republicans who are like very, very, very moderate, and there's a very good chance they will go for Jeffries.
I think that Jordan will win by the skin of his teeth, maybe like 1 or 2 votes. It's going to be very, very, very close, but I do think he wins. Just slightly. I think that he'll. I think they're going to try to unite the conference and get a lot of those moderate Republicans on board with Jordan or whoever they nominate. But I think it'll be Jordan at this point, and I do think that Jordan will barely
And
pull it off.
Joe Lieberman fan said, "Who do you think Trump and RFK will pick for his VP?" I don't know for sure who Trump picks. It's either gonna be Noam, Tim Scott, uh, Elise. No, not probably not Elise Stefanik or Marjorie Taylor Greene. It's gonna be one of those three probably. As of now, I before this I was just like, no, it's not gonna be Noam. But like it just seems like he's going to pick Noam because she's basically the only one that he's taken interest in that makes sense. But yeah, and then RFK, he has a couple of choices. I think he's going to pick a more conservative vice presidential candidate because he needs to appeal to the right, like he wants to appeal to the right wing. So he might pick maybe Tulsi Gabbard, maybe another populist who isn't exactly on board with Trump. I don't know. Tulsi Gabbard is the biggest name that comes to mind, but I'm not sure if she'd be willing to run. I don't know.
I think that Trump picks no, just by a lot of things that he's alluded to, and the way that how highly he talks of Nome and things on that agenda. I do think that he will pick Nome. I think that he'll come when he wins the nomination. Not if he wins, but when he wins the nomination, come next year. I think at the Republican conference he'll pick no. But RFK Jr. I actually don't know, so I'm not gonna make any comment on that because I
Yeah,
don't have
so
a clue.
there's a good chance it's Gabbard, but it could be someone totally different. It could be some, it could honestly be a very conservative person who just isn't on board with Trump, but is still very populist and very, anti-interventionism, honestly. And also, Trump has alienated a lot of Christian voters recently, I think, not only with his social stances, but he basically came out not against, but he attacked Israel a lot today. He attacked the president or the prime minister of Israel, and that's not a good look for Trump. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Alrighty. Well, you're right there.
Yep.
Has anyone seen or followed me on Twitter if you have Twitter yet? Because if you haven't, you should definitely go check me out. I highly recommend it.
Did you just get Twitter?
No, I got it last year, but I've started posting within the last week, so yes.
Yeah, I'm about to get Twitter.
We have
Probably.
legendary Rust Belt elections in the chat.
Yo,
Welcome, welcome,
Rust
welcome.
Belt, you're gonna be very happy about this. I'm probably getting Twitter next week.
Yeah, we get to add you to our election group chat on
Yes,
Twitter.
he's been begging me for like the last probably year and a half to get Twitter, and I've just said no every time. But now I will finally get Twitter.
Rust Belt, check Discord and join. So, yeah, is there what else do we need to what else should we discuss?
I mean, I don't really care. Whatever y'all
House
want.
races, anything? I think that the Democrats win in 2024 now.
Yeah, I think my prediction is like 220, 215 or something like that. 222, something along those lines for the Democrats.
I think the Democrats get like 219 to 220.
Yeah. Have you made any predictions for the Virginia elections coming up?
I think that they will take both houses.
You do?
Yes.
So I've looked into some numbers. I made my official prediction yesterday, not the other day, but yesterday. And bro, I asked last August. Yeah, you've been asking for a long time. It's been a long time, but I will finally get it. But anyways, so I think Republicans take the House with 51-49. Or yeah, the House 51-49, so very close. The Senate though, it's kind of an uphill battle for Republicans. There's 50 seats in the Senate. And Republicans have, you know, let me find it here. Okay, where did it go? Anyways, so Republicans, they have like maybe their floor is like 20 or not 20. It's like around 15 seats their floor is. But as of now, I think they get 50 or 18 seats, or no, I think I moved it up to 19. I think they get 19 seats, and then Democrats get 21 because the Senate is a little less favorable to Republicans than it is to or than the House is. Um, and also it's just harder for Republicans to win there because a lot of the districts are fairly liberal that the Republicans have to win. And I was looking at this website that shows you how much they voted for Trump in 2016, how much they voted for Republicans for lieutenant governor, governor, attorney general within the last few years. Shows you how much Youngkin won the district. A lot of the districts, Youngkin won by like 1 to 2 points. But it's going to be hard to get that same level of turnout, especially in districts that voted for Democrats in the House in 2022 by a couple of points, voted for Democrats in the last couple of elections by a couple of points. Even some of them voting by likely margins for Democrats. It's going to be hard to win those Senate seats that put Republicans over the top, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be, I mean, I don't think it's going to be an easy win for Republicans, but I don't know. I have a good feeling about election night 2023 and that, but that's just me. Yeah, so 2024, well, once 2023 happens, 2024 is really, really close, and it's like we're here. 2024 is here, and it's funny because like it just seems like yesterday that 2022 was happening, and that ended, and we're going into 2023, and now we're getting ready for 2024. I mean, the Republican primary, both primaries have kicked off like months ago, and we've already had 2 debates, so it's really, really flying by.
I mean, it doesn't feel like 2023 is already almost over. I mean, we got like 3 more months in the year. And I mean, this next month is probably arguably the biggest month coming up politically. I mean, we have a lot of important races that I hope we win. I mean, Kentucky is not looking good for us right now. Honestly, I have it going likely Democrat. Like, Bashir is unstoppable as of now. Unless something massive happens, I don't see Cameron winning. And I don't see Cameron coming super, super close either. I mean, for some reason, some Republicans in Kentucky just love Bashir, and I don't get it. I mean, Bashir is one of the most liberal governors in the country.
Yeah, Bashir is not any moderate because I mean like look at his policies. I mean, yeah, I can't believe he has like over like a 61% approval rating right now. It's crazy. These people, the same people that voted for Trump in 2016 and in 2020 and support a lot of these conservative candidates, want Bashir in as governor.
I mean, it just makes no sense. I mean, someone as liberal as Bashir winning some of these conservative people.
Yeah, it's crazy. All right, well, I think we're gonna end the stream here. I mean, it wasn't gonna be long, and I know you're gonna stream later, so we'll get off and let you get ready for that. So yeah, I think we're gonna end it here, and
Okay.
I appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, anybody watching, come over to my channel. I'm gonna be streaming probably for like half an hour to an hour soon. I think I'll start probably up at like 9, and then I'll stream until people stop watching, or probably at most until 10. I'm gonna be talking about mostly about what happens with the speakership elections, but a few other things I'll be talking about. So yeah. And Rust Belt said Cap is streaming. Yeah, I have a stream up on my channel. I'm about to go hop on that one. Anyone who wants to join is welcome. So yeah.
Yeah, and like Cap said, if anyone's still watching, go over to his stream. I'll make a post on that and advertise for that. So that being said, thank you all for joining in and watching. Thank you, Cap, for coming on and talking with me. I appreciate it.
Yep. Thanks
And
for
with
having
that
me on.
being said, yeah, no problem. With that being said, I will see you guys later. Have a good night, and God bless you all. Thank you.
Josh Hawley is my cult leader.